Do you like my new hairdo? It's called Lightning. I didn't care for it. But at any rate, I still have a dark cloud over me that I've always had. So I've always had an abuser in my life, which I absolutely do not have now at all. I mean, the other one was an acquaintance, but I mean, still very hurtful when I have no income at all and they lied to me. Tasmanian devil too. But like, still a distant acquaintance. Well, I mean, definitely this year, but I mean, I was hurt slightly. I was hurt. I'm not sure. Because I trusted, as that to be my best friend. So it hurt, but like, not. I was hurt, like, majorly, so it's, like, not really a big deal. Just like my ex-boyfriend, like, I'm hurt, but, 2021, but really not that much of a big deal since, we didn't get that close, we weren't in love. He's lying when he says he's in love with me and I'm his love, and that's total bullshit when he has multi-sexual partners. Then you're bullshitting me when you say I'm your love. Oh, love? Because I'm a good person. That doesn't mean that, he even knows what love is, which he doesn't. And Tasmanian Devil 2 doesn't know what love is, neither does Pretend a Lot Narcissist, who majorly scarred me in 2019, and especially 2020. That was heavy. Now, my husband's abuse was bad, but his was like a really, really bad. His was really bad scar. Right, and the world shouldn't be that hard. I mean, to have, the world should, the world is, in James, the book of James, I should know the verse, but I don't. If you're a friend of the world, you're enemies with God. That speaks volumes. Why would that say that? So that's why Jesus is something. A YouTuber said something recently that I saw, and is in new age, which is extremely old age. So, the Bible's really, really messed up. But Jesus is God that came down to earth and said, it is finished. And, the churches don't do what they do. People don't do what they do, but especially, churches who are supposed to be godly, which you would think be love. And, there is no all-loving God that would want eternal suffering or have eternal suffering. People are, I argued with them all day, earth is hell. And, an example, Jesus, person in the street, said, no, it could be a lot worse. Oh yeah, it could be a lot worse. Let's take you on a plane to the third world country. Let's drop you off at Somalia or Sudan. It's a Muslim area where, you could get killed. Unfortunately, they could get killed. Huh? Okay. Drop them there for a month. Alright. Pick them up in a month. They might be dead, though. But when you pick them up, ask them, do you think that Earth is hell? Maybe they would change their mind. That would be a good example. Or just take anyone who barely has any problems and take whatever they have away. Now, there was a rich person, Grant Cardone, who did that. And he was able to build his business with, no contacts and all that. But he knew what I mean, he had to have something. I would want to see that show. Like, how did he do that? He had nothing at all, dropped off in some country, but he was able to do, so he had to have some connection. You need money to do anything. So did he get a little part-time job? He had to have a connection in order. Wow, now I'm really interested in that show. Whatever, he might be a billionaire. But I'm definitely a multi-millionaire. And see why I'm against the multi-millionaires is you absolutely... I care about the homeless. Now, you can't... I wouldn't be able to help that many. But I would be able to help out a few. So I would help out the ladies that I met in the mission. I'd help out Donna. I'd help out Melody. I'd help out, this other girl I told that I'd help her out with her son. Specifically, I would help her out. Recently, I told her that. Another girl, her situation's so complicated. Maybe I'd have to know all about the situation. So I have to know all about these ladies' situations and stuff. No one ever gave me a penny, so I'd be like, certainly wouldn't give it to the church, because they don't do shit, man. Missionaries walking backwards, touch them and they bleed, might mean something to you. It ain't nothing to me. Why is this world so insanely backwards that you'd give all your money away to overseas that might not get there, but you're not going to help out your own? Why does, churches give out the missionaries and you don't help out the young people in your backyard? You don't help out your next door neighbor. You don't help out, like a church would give to a missionary, right? Like the pastor and all that. What if their next door neighbor was Lorraine Bobbitt when she was being abused to death for 5 years? So what good is their church? If they're any good at all. Yeah, this world just doesn't make any sense whatsoever at all. So, right. You don't give to a victim in your congregation, really doesn't make any sense at all. And, so we always say this Bible verse is a lie, give and it shall be given unto you. It has to be a lie. Because there's too many narcissists out there who give to... Money is the root of all evil because it's given to the wrong people. I knew a very, very sad situation where two girls were given approximately $10,000 each, and they just blew it all on drugs. Do you know how sad that is? That's extremely sad. And they were like at death's door. You know, I went to the mom's house and like, what the fuck's the matter with your fucking, your girls? What the fuck? And like, oh my god. Like, you know, like, just insane. People are insane. And, you know, whatever is done is done. And most things you can't do anything about. It's just really, really sad. So, I'm just shocked that churches do not do their job. You know, I mean, you know, first you go to a church, right? Well, I mean, I did get help. I'm very, very thankful with the few churches that helped me out this year. So, but I mean, extreme help. I needed extreme help with my situation, but I did. The one church was very, very, very kind. Now, Tasmanian Devil 2, she was rotten to me. Like, with, you know, and held me down. Like, I helped her out with that same church, and she just knocked me down. Like, she never cared about me. I mean, it's just so sad. Why? I don't understand. Like, there's a lot of people that absolutely hate themselves, and Tasmanian Devil 2, and Pretend Narcissists, they absolutely hate themselves, like, all the way. I don't think you can... But I got close to them. And they just stabbed me to death. So in my opinion, like, what I know about them that they shared with me, I don't see how you could hate yourself more. Because of their personal attack on me. You know, just vicious. Very vicious. Oh, okay, the one's just an acquaintance, but still. You don't lie. True. Like, whatever. Okay, it's done. It's over with. But never, ever, ever pretend to be a friend, and you make yourself that person's worst enemy, and that's insane abusers. You can call them an insane abuser or narcissist, but why? Just insane abusers make their best friends into their worst enemies. I don't know why it happens, like, over and over. Like, there's too many people that hate themselves. I absolutely hate themselves. And, I don't care what Pretend a Lot Narcissist tells me. Like, how can you love yourself? They're miserable people. I mean, a miserable person is not content. Let's just say staying in a park the whole day, if it's a nice day, and all they have is, well, a good book to read. Well, half the Bible, the New Testament. There's good scriptures in there. I don't know about the Old Testament. Psalms is good. Okay. I did read all Ecclesiastes. That's one book I did read all of, and there's a little contradiction there. It's better that you not been born towards the beginning, and in the end it says it's better that you were born. So that's a contradiction in Ecclesiastes. Okay. So whatever. Those two people I mentioned who were insane abusers, right, to themselves, they hate their lives. They run around with chickens with their heads cut off. Like, they don't know what they're doing. And they're miserable. They're so indecisive. They don't know what they're doing next. They say that they're going to do something. They never do it. Like, I don't know, eat. Like, that's one thing. I just look at them and was like, man, you're insane. With what they have, and what they do. Like, what, I didn't never had anything. Now, hopefully I will get help, but, if you don't have anything and then you have people working against you, and, that's a person totally hating on you and, like, attacking you, like, well, you being demanding and hey, you better get your shit out of the car. I'm like, no, with paternal narcissist, my dead husband's shit was in his car. And I'm like, man, how crazy is he? I told him to throw it the hell out when I was at the mission. Because what the hell am I doing with it? And that's sad. Like, he's an asshole to me, but what am I going to do with it? So, no consideration. You have to clean that shit out of my car. Yeah. Like, I don't have anything. And then he played the game and he's like, I'm keeping your husband's stuff because my car is for storage. So he loved that, thinking that, I need his car for storage. I told him to throw it out. Like, cuckoo. Like, what don't you understand? I told you to throw it all out. When my dad was still alive, he only helped me out, like, a few times in my life. My youngest, got hit. He fell on an escalator, and he did drive him to an appropriate, hospital. So, healthcare campus. I mean, that's like the only thing he's ever done. And then, he abused me to death. So, the tiny, tiny bit that he did for me, I did not cry when my husband died. I did, but not, like, to the awful people that die are not that you wanted out of your life. It's not that much of a grieving period. But the only grateful thing that I did like about Pretend a Lot Narcissist is that he's never done anything. I had to put up with all his shit. Going over to see my son on Thanksgiving, he screamed at me for saying Happy Thanksgiving to somebody. I'm like, what the fuck? What the hell? He's fucking nuts. This is all the hell I had to put up with. Oh my god. But,